Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Now, I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact recently, exploring new areas, continuing with the story quest, Archon quest with Fontaine because I left over at Fontaine and then moved on to Natlan. And I've been really liking everything. And I like the new area, Natlan. It's really cool and really gives a cool vibe with it. And I love with the many mechanics that they added, like being able to change into different animals, which is really cool. Using them for puzzles, using them for flying, using them for probably climbing walls or something. It's really cool and I really enjoy it. Now, when I was going through all of that, I did see something that I thought was interesting. I heard that they were working on something like this, and for many years, people were begging MiHoYo, or not MiHoYo, that's the old name, HoYoverse, to add something to make this game more playable and tolerable. And what it was is some way being able to customize artifacts. And for a while, they said that they were working on that. And later on, I'm not sure in which area. I'm not sure if it was in Fontaine or if it was here. I don't think it was in this time, but I'm pretty sure it was in Fontaine. And when you got it, it was called an artifact transmuter, if I recall, something like that, where you use something to be able to get these elixir things to then later on use these elixirs to make the customized artifacts on whatever set you want. Now, of course, this overall it's a good idea. I know what they were doing is like they were trying to think of good ideas like this and at least help out their fans. But the way that they tried to use this as well, sort of balance it, is really dumb. It really is because I'm gonna tell you right now, the way to make them is you need to use artifacts, whatever level, but usually level 20 artifacts to eventually get the elixirs. But before I talk about any of that, I'm gonna show you as an example. I'm gonna talk about gameplay me. I'm gonna show you that gameplay me is gonna explain everything. He's gonna explain everything, and he's gonna show you what I mean by everything. So here you go. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This item is called the artifact transmuter, and it's what you need to be able to get the extractable, sanctifying elixir. And what it needs you to do, so the way it works, if you don't know at all, you need to use artifacts in order to fill up the extraction progress. And artifacts that are up to 20 fill it up to 30%. So you're basically probably gonna have to use maybe 3 artifacts, or if you want to overfill it for the next time. So 4 artifacts level 20 because each of them will be 30, 36, 90, 120. You have 20 left over for the next one. And if you don't want to do that, just have 3 level 20 artifacts that you make sure are garbage. Don't use ones that are good because that would just be a complete waste. So get any garbage one if you've leveled up a previous one that you thought it was good and then found out it was garbage. Keep it so just in case for this situation. And then use 3 artifacts, and if you want, maybe level up a level 4, maybe a level 16 artifact. Use 2 or 3, I think level 4 artifacts, or maybe just one level 12. I'm not sure, but I think you understand what. So when you use those artifacts, you get one elixir, just one, and you have to wait. I think over 40 days. I'm not sure exactly 40 days or up to 40 days, like more. There's more days. I didn't see it properly, but you have to wait over 40 days to get another one. Now, you may sound okay, maybe it's actually really good then. Maybe for each one, each artifact that you want to customize will just be one. No. Only for the flower and for the feather, they require one. Only for the flower and feather require one. So yeah, sure. Maybe I don't know something like fucking. Let's just go to one that maybe I need. I don't know this one, and then I'll just put crit rate and crit damage. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I put it in. I use it. It's not really confirmed that that will be the only one because you will have other substats that won't be the only one you have. So it will be highly likely that you'll get something like defense in the end, defense, and if I'm not sure if you can, you might get an artifact that already has 4 of the substats, so the 2 you picked and 2 other ones. I think that's kind of lucky, but I'm not sure. Not sure if that's a thing in here. But many of the times you're probably gonna just get 3 substats, the 2 you picked and just one extra, and then you're basically missing out on maybe the extra hit, like landing on one of the substats that you just picked. So there's still a high chance that you will not get what you want. You will not get likely you will not get a hit on crit rate, a hit on crit damage. You might, if you're unlucky, end up getting defense or I don't know HP flat, defense flat. You might end up getting those rolled instead of these two. Feather, same thing. You could do whatever you want with that. Now here's with the sands, it requires two. I guess because you can put on any main affix, any main percentage, your main stat that you want. So you can put attack percent, and then you can put the sub stats, whatever subs that you want. So crit rate or crit damage. It requires two, and then for the goblet, it requires four of those, four of the elixirs. So of course, I guess I can understand. I can understand that because it's the one that provides you a lot of options on what kind of damage bonus you want, or maybe just some other thing like HP or something. I can understand that, but it requires four. So pick whatever you want. Electro damage bonus. I don't know, something like that. Geo damage, and then I don't know, a same thing. Crit rate, crit damage. Four of those elixirs to make this artifact. Then the crown, it's a little less, it's three, but it's still a lot. Same thing as before, but you can pick attack percentage, defense, elemental mastery, crit rate, crit damage, and then whatever percentage you or whatever subs that you want. So it's they had the right idea. They had the right idea with this, but I don't think they understand how dumb it is. The time to get another one is almost like a month and basically a third of a month. You will have to wait up to 40 fucking days to make another one. So let's say, for example, you want a fucking goblet. You want a goblet for someone, I don't know, a new character that's coming out, and you want to have it really good. You're hoping that it's really good because the times that you went to I don't know, the domain, you got garbage, or using the strong box, it's been garbage. You're hoping with this, it gives you a chance. Well, if you haven't been saving them up, it's a high chance that you have to wait up to like 160 days for you to get this goblet, or at least if you don't have any of the elixirs, you will probably have to wait 160 days for you to finally be able to craft the goblet, just for the possibility of it having defense on the substat and also some other garbage that you didn't want, and just landing on those shitty substats instead of the customized substat that you picked for. So, like, they had the right idea with this, they did, but I think the timing on this, like the time to get another one, is fucking outrageous. Like, there's no way they thought that this was balanced. Because I understand. I know they don't want to make this insanely broken. Like, you can just craft it anytime. You can make one every day. I understand that. Then that there would be no point on going to the domains at all. There really wouldn't. But there's better ways to balance it out, because making it that long to make another one or to get another one it sucks so much. What I would say personally for myself, at least 2 weeks, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I would say 1 week, 2 weeks. I don't think any higher would be balanced. I think that would just take way too much time, and you're probably just better off going to the domain. That's probably what they were going for, just not having you rely and still going to the domains. But at the end of the day, many people's luck with artifacts are so unlucky. What I mean by that is, let's say for example, the strong box. The strong box. Let's just go to it real quick. I'm right next to one right here. Yeah, the strong box. Many of the times for the strong box, you will probably be hella unlucky. Because many of the times, the artifacts that it gives you are fucking garbage. I'll use one as an example. I'll sacrifice my artifacts. I don't know, I'll use, I guess this one. I'll use the Crimson Winter Flames because I kind of need it for my Diluc and Hu Tao, so I'll just get a bunch of garbage ones. And one thing I want to point out, apparently people just randomly put on artifacts without even looking at the substats or stats at all. I think that's kind of like silly, because I really think that you should look over through the stats and substats for any artifact, even if it's an artifact that you probably think that you're not going to use. Eventually, there might be a character that requires that artifact, and you're probably going to miss out on something that's so fucking cracked, like crit rate, I don't know, hat, and then crit damage, and it all lands on crit damage. That's a possibility. So I think it's just a massive waste for you to not bother looking at the stats and substats. So if you're ever using this, check all of the substats, because you never know when you have an artifact in here that you didn't know that was like insanely broken and just hella good to have. So I'll just use mine as an example. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'll just put a bunch of shitty ones that I have. This is garbage, 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 garbage. Yeah, garbage, garbage. I don't need defense on this. Trash, trash. So let's see what I get. All of these down the drain. Let's see what I get. Not that great. I don't know. Not really. Okay, really, just give me crit damage. Okay, dude, these are the exact same thing. I got 3 artifacts that are the exact same thing. I'm not even joking. Energy recharge, HP, elemental mastery, crit damage. Crit damage, elemental mastery, defense, energy recharge. Elemental mastery, HP, crit damage, recharge. Same thing. Trash. Garbage. Maybe okay. Trash. Trash. Ass. Terrible.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? That is not funny. That is not, there's nothing. There is nothing good. There's nothing creative about this.
Attack, crit damage. Elemental mastery, crit rate. That's it. That's all I got. I listed all those. So this is what I'm talking about. This isn't really a totally reliable thing. They know what they were doing, because either way, your luck on artifacts can be so fucking bad that you're like, how is my luck this terrible in this game? I just want one good piece, one artifact that I need, and I'm not going to get it because these are the artifacts that I'm getting. And it's the same thing with the domains. It's the same thing because you're probably using the condensed resin to get multiple artifacts. And in the end, you're probably going to be using a lot of your original or fragile resin. So you're going to be using that, but you're still probably going to get artifacts that are complete dog shit. And even if you get good artifacts, some that have good substats and everything, things that you want, it's probably likely that you'll get landed on the substats that you don't want, because it just happens. It just happens in this game, and it's outrageous. So with something like this, I don't think the players are asking for too much with the elixir, because it's really unfair to have it like have us wait a whole month and a third of a month just so we can get a chance to maybe get a feather, or still have to wait, get a sands, and wait another month or more to get the goblet that we want, just for all that patience to probably be complete garbage. So I would say it's better for them to just, sorry, it's just my dog, for them to just make the time be a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe that's stretching it. Any more is just dumb. It's just unfair, because come on, like, if you're gonna, I'm sort of fine. I'm fine with the amount of elixirs it requires for these. If it's gonna be like that, have the time be a lot more shorter. That's all I'm really asking for, because even if we get this, like I keep saying the same thing, even if we get the artifacts that we want, even if we get the substat that we want, even if we pick the things that we want, even if we're lucky that we got the correct main stat and substats, there's high a chance that many of the times when we get good ass artifacts, it all goes down the drain because of how shitty the fucking our luck is. Like, just the random shit. Like, let me see, for example, like this. Like, what is this? Do you see this? I know it's for my venti and I didn't really care, but let's say if it was an attack on a main stat, and I got crit rate, crit damage, and attack, it all landed on attack percentage, which sure is okay, but I want to get crit rate and crit damage. I want to actually get crit rate and get some crit hits, and then do pretty good damage with my crit damage. I think that's kind of hard to happen with artifacts like this, that our luck is just this bad. I think I have some other ones that are just terrible. That I have this one maybe. Yeah, look, I think I landed flat HP, which sucks so much on my razor. And then I got defense on some of this. It's rare for you to probably get an artifact like that has crit rate and crit damage to probably have crit damage be over 15%. So many of the times you're getting the things that you don't want. So I don't think I'm asking for too much, or many people aren't asking for too much, to have the elixirs have lower time for this shit, because either way, I don't think it's that broken. And either way, when we want to get artifacts, we're still gonna end up having to use the strong box or just the domains. It's not like this is a game changer. Like, it makes the domains just, I don't know, obsolete. It really doesn't, because the domains still have a use, because you still need to get other artifacts. There are some domains that require, or that you're probably gonna get an artifact for one character, but still have other artifacts for another character that you're probably using. For example, one that many people use. Let me go to Inazuma, one of the most popular ones, if I recall. Go to Inazuma and go to this domain right here. Yeah, this one. It gives you the, what was it called? The Reminiscence. Yeah, the Reminiscence set. And also one of the popular ones, Emblem of Severed Fate. This is used primarily for, I think, Xingqiu, Shangling, and I think Raiden Shogun. And I've heard people also say that they use this one for some characters, like I think Ganyu. I'm not sure. I have my set for Ganyu on this, but I'm really trying to change for that. But either way, it's a set that is still really good, and many people still do this domain for their characters to get better artifacts. That's why eventually, when they probably get shitty artifacts, they go to the strong box. But if none of that works, if nothing works, and they just have to wait for their resin to regenerate because they probably used all of their fragile resin on something else, they want to sort of still get something else. Maybe at least get a good feather, at least get a good, I don't know, flower with the elixir. But no, if you want that, you're going to have to wait so long for that. And that's what I'm saying. It's just outrageous with the time. I think it's just outrageous. And sure, I've also seen that you can get the elixir on some other places. You can get it on the offering in the map, the one that I'm right next to in Natlan. You can get it in this offering, but the only one that I only see one in my offering, and I think I'm level 9 in the offering, and it's the only one I see. I only see one. Let me show you. See, there's one. I see one, and I don't see another one. Maybe it's because it's, I have to continue with these. I might have missed them. And there's another way that you can get them. It's with these new, I think, rings or whatever they're called. That's in this new update. Not this recent one, but this one. The obsidian fragments, any of these rings or whatever, when you craft them, there's a different location, I think, around the map. I'm not sure. I haven't found any. I haven't done any research on this. But around the map, there's some sort of seal that if you use this, you get access to an area that gives you free legendary artifacts and also 4 of the elixirs. And that's great. That's really good. I think that's really nice for them to do. But again, I'm not sure if this regenerates. I'm not sure, like, it respawns, and or maybe this is just a one-time thing after you use it. And if it is, then it just gives me more of a reason on why they should make this less time. Because for the other ones, for the offering, eventually you're gonna run into just maxing it out. You're not gonna get any more. You're not gonna get any more. You're gonna be done with all the levels, and you're not gonna get any more rewards. And with the rings, if you can only do it a one-time thing, then there, it's a one-time thing. So it's not like it's broken. So this gives me more of a reason to say that they need to decrease this time. And that's all I'm really trying to say. That's, I think many people can agree. I'm not trying to say that they should make this broken. I'm not. I don't think that they should make this like a day or something. Minimum a week or 2 weeks at least. That's all I'm really asking for, and I think that's sort of fair. A month is just stretching it, and for them to even go even more than that is just outrageous. I really do think it's outrageous, and it at least makes this game more tolerance, because I've seen so many people playing the domains for hours, getting so many artifacts, and even if they don't get the things that they want, they use all the garbage artifacts or many of their artifacts to use the strong box so many times, getting so tired and exhausted and just fed up with this game, just for them to use the strong box and still get a garbage artifact or the artifact that they don't want. So that's what I'm trying to say. I would say that making that sort of thing, making that sort of change definitely makes it an improvement. A week, I would say, is the most balanced way. Maybe you can say whatever you want. Maybe you have a different opinion on this. Maybe you think it might be broken if they do that. I personally don't think so. Either that, or maybe have the elixir be more accessible in other locations, other ways than just the transmuter. Because the transmuter, from what I hear, it's sort of the most ineffective way so far. And if anything, what you should learn from this is if you want to get good artifacts for someone, maybe you're waiting for someone, maybe some character, maybe the next character I think for the Pyro Archon, save it and save your elixirs for the set that you want and pray to God that you get enough and actually get good rolls for the character. So if anything, just save your elixirs for anything, any important characters that you know you will grind your ass off for, and just save them. And eventually, if you think that you need to use them, then use them. Use them on whatever set you have. Make sure to try at least getting some other artifacts from the domains or something, maybe the strong boxes. Try to give it a chance before you actually use this, because you never know when you might be suddenly lucky and get a really good artifact in domains or strong boxes. So that's all I have to say for this. So going back to editor me. So what I'm trying to say is I'm just really saying that they should try to make this game more tolerable, because the way that they made this mechanic or item to make the artifacts is really good. They had the great idea. They had a good idea with this, and they were doing good with this idea. But the way they tried to balance it is just really dumb. It really is, because again, this game is really a lot all about luck. At least when building characters or trying to get things, it's all about luck. You just have to pray that you get the thing that you want. And it's no different for artifacts, because artifacts is probably the most annoying thing to deal with. Because sure, you could easily get things for leveling up your characters. You'll eventually get enough to level up your talents. You'll eventually get a good weapon. You can make one that's a free to play one. You can make one that's probably a substitute, a still better one. Artifacts, like, you have to pray that you get it, because it can take you a long time, a really long time, for you to finally get the thing that you wanted. You're not guaranteed to get the thing that you wanted, which sucks. And having something like the artifact transmuter, it definitely helps out with something like that. It definitely makes the game more easier to deal with, and definitely helps out and makes it more easier to build characters and more fun, instead of having to do like a usual chore. But with something like having to wait up to a month, and probably waiting more than 2 or 3 months, is outrageous. It really is outrageous for them to extend that long. It's dumb. It's dumb, because just having to get 4 of those for a goblet, no way anyone's going to wait that long for it. So I would say at least make it a week, and if you don't think that's enough, 2 weeks. I don't think it's really fair if you increase it more, because the amount of time for just one is so fucking dumb. It really is. And we already have to deal with so many other things for characters. Just make our life easier with artifacts, at least. Make it at least more better. Because at least with just 1 week, it's not guaranteed that it'll be broken. You'll still probably get bad luck and have subs that get hit instead of the stats that you like actually want. You might still get, like, let's say for example, crit rate on your main stat for your crown, and then crit damage for your substat. And then, I'm not sure if I said that correctly, crit damage on your main stat, and then crit rate on your substat. And then you probably get, I don't know, like defense, HP, and then maybe energy recharge. Many of the times, you're probably going to get a hit on HP, defense, or energy recharge. Many of the times for me, defense, many of the times energy recharge. Rarely crit damage. Rarely. I think I've rarely ever had an artifact that has crit rate over 9%. I don't think I've ever had something like that. So I don't think I'm asking for too much for something like that. But overall, I'm just going to shut up and say that I hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to let me know what you think they should do. Maybe you think that it is balanced the way that they made it, or maybe they should have decreased the time, and or at least fix it in some other way. But overall, I'm just trying to say that they should make this game more tolerable and more fun, and this is a good step in the direction for that. So that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.